time for The Law and You, brought to you by Gig and Jankula. We have our attorney, Mike Gig, joining us once again. Mike, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Of course, yeah. What kind of law do you and your partner, Chris Jankula, practice?
Yeah, so I handle most of our estate matters, estate planning, real estate matters. Chris does most of our personal injury, workers' compensation, and Social Security.
All right, covering a lot. So we have another question that was submitted here anonymously into the show. This one is pretty simple, but seems pretty important. If I print off a will online and sign it, is it legal in Pennsylvania, Mike?
Yeah.
To me, sounds like something you probably want to avoid.
Yeah, this can go down some pretty bad routes when people start printing forms off, online and signing them. The requirements for a will in Pennsylvania are not very, they're pretty straightforward. But it's these forms that people take off the internet, and a lot of them are just like, you can click on things, click boxes and then just type in things. And sometimes, because I've seen it, they don't know what they're putting in there that has legal implications. I've had there's a specific instance where somebody did a will online. Now, the family came to me after the person had already passed away, okay? And the box or whatever they checked, they didn't realize that the way that the law worked in Pennsylvania, it would have normally gone to a certain person, but because they put these words in there, which it was a legal term, which I assume they probably didn't know, this certain piece of property went to someone else that they probably didn't think of, or at least the family was upset about, okay? I've seen powers of attorney that are from a different state, that people, and that person was already incapacitated at the time, and so it wasn't legal. It had a different notice on it. I've seen handwritten wills that have certain things that are not, that are a shock to the family. Now, a lot of this stuff, why it's so important is a lot of times people will come in and the person's already passed away or the person's already incapacitated. So obviously you can't do anything at that point, okay? So we're left with what we have. That's why it's so important. Even what I've done with people, if they've brought things into me that they've gotten online and I look at it, if it's legal, if it looks correct and I confirm with the client that that's what they want, I won't redo it just to bill them something, but I do confirm that it's done correct according to Pennsylvania law. But oftentimes you got to be, especially this day and age, you can get everything online. And people, in a way to avoid legal fees, which I understand that, but by trying to cut a corner that way, you can create much more problems down the line.
And just with finding something online, you could be working with a legit attorney's office, or you cannot be, right? You Google something, fill out a will, and then you click on the link, and who knows who you're actually giving your information to.
Well, that's another thing too. Yeah, obviously anything you do online now, somebody somehow can get certain information. I know, in fact, you bring that up, I know a certain client that they had to put, because you don't have to put your Social Security number on your will, okay? Because sometimes people say, when they come in, do you need my Social Security number? Do you need my bank account information? I say no. We would we would take their Social Security number sometimes on our intake form, but that's kept at our office. Some of these forms, though, they can say to put your Social Security number on there, to put your bank account number on there, okay? And you don't know who's doing these forms. So I would say at the very least, if you've gotten these things done, and it's happened many times, people will bring these things in, and I'll at least review it with them. And probably 9 times out of 10, after I explain to them, because everyone has a unique situation, these are always nuanced conversations that, maybe they haven't talked to a child for many years. Maybe they were divorced and they believe, well, I've been with this person for so long, they're my spouse, but they're not legally married, or there's always different, specific things that are in that person's life that need to be discussed that would apply to these different types of documents. So at least consult with an attorney to see if you have these types of documents, whether they're legit and whether they're actually what your estate planning and everything, whether that's your true intentions.
Yeah, even if it's real online. It seems like something where you don't just want to do yourself. You
Right.
definitely need the help of your attorney, Mike. So if people need your help, how can they reach out to you guys?
Either call our office at 814-946-1606 or through our website at gig-law.com.
Excellent, Mike. Thanks so much. And if you want him or his partner, Chris, to answer your legal questions here on the show, just submit your question to the Law and You at WTAJTV.com.